All right, we're all set and ready to go camping. Guess what? Dudley gets to go! Yay! Well, we've made it to our campsite. I really wanted a site that was right on the water. Looks like a great place to pitch the tent right here. Looks perfect. All right, here's my car full of stuff that I brought. I'm going to tent camp. I brought my tent. So instead of car camping, I decided to tent camp since I have a tent. This is me just getting everything out, getting ready to start camping. There I'm dumping out the wood that I brought. You can always buy wood, but I went and looked at it. It was $12.99 for, probably enough for 2, maybe 3 fires. I did bring a boiler just in case I couldn't get a fire started. Then I'd have hot water for coffee and tea, and I brought a fan. I sure am glad I brought that fan. It was hot, especially on the first day. So here's all the stuff I brought. I brought peanuts and some buns, donuts for breakfast, and for my sandwiches, I brought ham and I brought cheese. Also brought some grapes. There's my ice for my cooler. I brought very simple food. I didn't want to have to cook anything. I just wanted real simple things to eat for my overnight camping trip. I brought a coffee cup. This was for just water, and here's the coffee pot. And flashlight, charger for the phone, extension cord, a lighter, aluminum foil, headsets. This is my list of things that I brought. Fan, used that a lot, very helpful. This is dog food for the doggy, and that other bowl I used for the water bowl. Hot beverages. So I've got some instant coffee, instant cocoa mix, tea, sugar, black tape, and a candle. Both just in case, but I didn't need either of them. Newspaper for the fire, plastic bags for trash, the electric boiler, and the fan. Well, it's pretty hot out here, probably 88 degrees, something like that. And there's really no shade in this site, and I knew there wasn't any shade because I wanted a direct view of the lake. So I am sitting and resting and in the shade of the car, and even Dudley over here is sitting in the shade of the car and resting. So we're gonna rest a little bit, and then we'll get over to all that camping gear, set up the tent. But just sitting here is so beautiful. We're little insects and butterflies and moths and birds. It's just gorgeous. All right, so I guess it's time to go ahead and start setting up the tent. Like I mentioned, I have had this tent for several years, so I've put it up several times. Once you've done it a couple times, you get pretty used to it and not too big of a deal. It's been a couple years though since I put it up, so we'll see how I do. I'm not going to record every single step. This tent has those fiberglass poles that you have to fold out. And basically it's laid out as a pentagon. There's a little centerpiece that you put the 5 poles into, and then there's a couple little side parts that have poles as well. All right, here it is. We've got the tent all put together, staked out, just a few stakes, and it is good to go. Ready to stay in there. This site had power and water, so it's really designed for a small RV. This particular campground would allow you to tent camp at an RV site. So if you're going to tent camp at an RV site, you always want to double check and make sure that they do allow tents. All right, so now these are the bathrooms. We are at a Texas state park and everything's very nice, very clean. We have places to wash hands, and there are also showers back here. I believe that is in the men's and the women's little dressing area. So everything you need. This was just an overnight for me, so I did not use the shower facilities, but I did use the bathroom. Since I had a dog with me, I drove to the bathroom each time and left my dog in the car so I could run in and use the restroom. It was walking distance from the campsite. Just one other mention about the bathroom. I do go to the bathroom several times a night, and so I knew I didn't want to drive over here in the middle of the night 2 or 3 times. So I just squatted outside the tent, and that worked out okay. If that won't work for you, you might come up with some other ideas of what to do in that situation. It really just doesn't get much better than this. Just sitting here, enjoying the lake, enjoying the sunset. Got my puppy dog by my side. Life is good. God is good. An amazing time to just meditate and pray, think about life. I'm just going to let you enjoy this with a little bit of music. I think this is probably the most useful part of the video. This is how I start a fire. I take some newspaper, crumble it up, and you don't want to pack it too tight, just tight enough. Then I put on some sticks. You want to start with really tiny little sticks, and then go with some bigger sticks, and then light that paper on fire. And if everything is nice and dry and there's not too much wind, it should start up right away. I usually don't have too much trouble starting fires, but if you've got wet wood or it's super windy, it can be very, very challenging to start a fire. Just keep feeding the fire gradually larger and larger pieces of wood, and then you've pretty much got it going. I wanted to get the fire under that coffee pot, so I kind of had to move it back a little bit. So I brought those tongs so I could move around the hot wood. But you can move a fire, it works. Then I was able to heat up my water so I could have some coffee. This is all the work that I went to for my dinner. Basically, I made a ham and cheese sandwich, then wrapped it up in foil and just set it over on the fire, let it warm up a little bit so I could have some hot ham and cheese sandwiches. Now that's a simple camp recipe. Basically my favorite thing in the whole wide world to do. Sit by the campfire, pet my dog, look at the lake, maybe have something to eat. Because this is a time when we have campfire stories. So I'm going to share some campfire stories. So these are tales of solo camping past. So the first time I ever tried solo camping, I went to an RV park. I had my car all set up. I was going to sleep in my car. And I got to the campsite and they said I was not allowed to car camp. So my first attempt at car camping was a no-starter. I did not get to camp. So I did some other things in the area and then turned around and went home that night. So no car camping for me the first night. The next time I tried solo camping went much better. I wanted to try an RV. I've only stayed in an RV a couple times. So I rented an RV that was already permanently situated somewhere. And I have to tell you, that went fantastic. It was a beautiful place. The RV was really cute. I really liked how they had it set up. I got to take Dudley that time with me. They had a little lake I could go look at. The campsite was not right beside the lake, but the lake was very close. Lots of nice walking paths. It was a great experience. So those are my campfire tales about solo camping. So the next morning was beautiful. I had that great bed head. Here's the tent all set up with the bed. I had that screen door open all night long. It was great. Beautiful weather. I had a view of the moon almost the whole night. So inside the tent, my big blow-up bed actually fit in there pretty well. And I still had room to move around and change and things like that. The little buggy that I'd brought in the bedding on, I used as my nightstand up there. It went very well. I slept very comfortably on that great big blow-up mattress. It was definitely worth bringing and nice to have the electricity to get it blowed up. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Katie at Katie Rambles Vids. Katie is the inspiration for this video. She did a solo car camping video, and I gotta say, it was hilarious. She really inspired me, and I decided I had to do a solo camping video as well. Dudley and I enjoyed our camping trip. We had a great time. This channel is called Dudley Doesn't Get to Go because Dudley doesn't usually get to go with us when we travel. But this time he got to go. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.